I'm joined by a very special guest, Dr. Shashi Panja, the Trinamool Congress Minister. Bengal, of course, very much in the focus. It goes into elections later on. Ma'am, thanks very much for being with us. One of the questions which have been raised is when this was all being announced by the Election Commission yesterday, shortly before that and shortly after, approximately 500 bureaucrats were transferred out. And the allegation is that the Trinamool wants to ensure that it's got its people in key areas, right, to ensure that when this process takes place, nothing is done which doesn't favor the Trinamool Congress. That's the allegation. How would you respond?
Well, what we would like to say is that Trinamool Congress West Bengal government is a democratically elected government. And of course, it is well within its functions and its rights for good governance or for various execution of the ongoing policies and schemes. They can transfer officials from one district to another district or from one department to another department. This is just a hype which, unfortunately, BJP, which is far away from good governance, is creating. This is an unnecessary controversy that they are making up. We must remember that Election Commission of India has announced the SIR, but has not kicked off the MCC, has it? So elected government can transfer officials, which is a routine exercise happening throughout the year.
So, ma'am, they've written a complaint letter when they say that those who are who have been transferred or in the process of being transferred are those who would have been involved in the SIR, given all the areas that they were posted in. How would you counter that particular?
Is it on a man-to-man basis, or is it by default who is in the chair as the district magistrate? So district magistrate of every district is the DEO for the Election Commission. So how does it matter which man is there in the chair? Whoever is the DM will be the DEO, and the Election Commission will function through them.
So to the larger question,
this is very unfortunate.
Sure. To the larger question, ma'am, various opposition parties, including your own party, have had concerns about the SIR process. Are you now willing to accept that it is going to take place? And will the local administration help the Election Commission ensure that it happens properly?
We have repeatedly in the past mentioned that the Election Commission of India, when it thought about the SIR, the intensive revision in June 2025, when they were doing it for Bihar, our only contention then was also that in a democracy, in a democratic country where there are recognized political parties, such discussions could have been taken with all political parties on board. Initially, we used to argue on those lines. Secondly, is SIR is very different. They are holding 2002 or 2003 as the benchmark and mentioning that those are the guidelines that they are following. But this is far different from that exercise which took 2 years that time. Somehow, this time what happened in Bihar or what they're trying to do in Bengal is they seem to be in a desperate hurry for something. So 2 years then and now 2 months just to do an SIR for almost, we have to reach out to 80,000 booths in Bengal to almost 10 crore population. In 4th November, you kick off, and 4th December, every BLO should have then covered the booth.
So I understand what you're saying, that revision. Sure, that the time and the speed at which it's been announced and it's being carried out is challenging, is difficult. But do you believe that this is being done as part of a larger conspiracy? For example, members in the Congress have said that. They've said that this is a way of shutting down the opposition, shutting down dissent, is that what the Trinamool Congress also believes?
Yes, the Trinamool Congress is saying this much, that now the onus lies on the voter to prove himself to be a citizen of this country. So it is so very funny. The Election Commission of India has not been entrusted to decide upon the citizenship of the person. It is just to their duties to include or to exclude dead voters, or to sanitize the list so that you don't have duplicate voters. And duplicate voters is something that even Mamata Banerjee had flagged. This is one issue. And secondly, why was this SIR not done in Lok Sabha 2024? Look at the need, look at the emergency. So why was it, if that list was valid and absolutely all right to have a Lok Sabha election in 2024, why is this list now full of errors for forthcoming assembly elections in West Bengal?
So, Dr. Panja, just as a point of clarification, given your concern with the SIR process, is the Trinamool Congress going to go to court to challenge the Election Commission?
No. Let me reiterate that the Trinamool Congress flags the concerns of the people of Bengal. We have reiterated in the past, and I wish to again re-emphasize the fact that no eligible or legitimate voter should be excluded. That is the fight which we will take up aggressively within the constitutional and legal framework. I mean, SIR is the backdoor for NRC, we feel. I mean, you just look at this, that Aadhaar, which captures our retina image, which captures our fingerprints, is not a document which Election Commission wishes to accept. Supreme Court has mentioned, but along with Aadhaar, you have to bring in one of those 11 documents. Something you have captured our data. You have so what is the sanctity? This list was fair enough and valid for a Lok Sabha 2024 election, but it is not fair or it is full of mistakes for a forthcoming West Bengal Assembly elections in 2025. And that is the nefarious intent that we smell.
Okay, and that is in fact my final question. You believe that the Election Commission of India is involved in a conspiracy targeting your government in your state?
You see, we never wanted to castigate the Election Commission of India. What we are, just even today, in North 24 Parganas, one of the districts, Pradeep Kaur is a man who committed suicide. And this is and he writes in his suicidal note, it is for NRC SIR. I mean, look at the fear that they have instilled in the people, in the minds. Look at the chaos that they are generating. This is not done. So our questions were directed to Election Commission of India. These were valid questions. I mean, it is a federal system of government. We should all have been on board. And why SIR was not done in 2024? It's a fair question.
Okay.
Why now in a hurry in 2 months? So Election Commission is being questioned, but BJP answers. Why? This is very funny. Why should
but
BJP answer?
Ma'am, the Election Commission has point by point also answered. I've got all their answers in front of me. The Election Commission has clarified every point raised by political parties.
No, have they clarified as to why SIR was not done last year and why the voter list?
No, they've pointed out that phase 1 in Bihar resulted in 0 appeals taking place. They've pointed out on why they need to tackle outdated entries, demographic shifts, etc., etc. They've pleaded with political parties, including yours presumably, to help the process go along. They've clarified that SIR is not linked to specific documents like Aadhaar for core verifications. They're focusing on enumeration forms to avoid misuse or controversy as well. So these are some of the clarifications which they have. They have in fact issued.
These are not clarifications. These are farmans. These are announcements, and you have to obey them. Our questions are still unanswered.
Okay.
We still continue to say that West Bengal, they keep saying that, there are lots of infiltrators, Rohingyas and Bangladeshis. Now look at these states which are bordering, our states of India, which are bordering with Bangladesh. Why is the phase 2 not happening in these northeastern states, which also will have infiltration of Bangladeshi, if going by their argument, and of Rohingyas? Look at the states, the northeastern states bordering Myanmar. So people cannot jump from, one leap from Myanmar into Bengal. You have to go via these states.
Right.
So if you really need to sanitize, then you need to do the voter list exercise in phase 2 for those states too.
Right.
But those states have been kept away. Only Bengal is there
All
in
right.
that list.
Okay, Dr. Panja, I'm running out of time
Bangladesh now.
for this part of the interview with you. I appreciate you joining me and clarifying the position of the Trinamool Congress.